We're on. It's Saturday. Let's go, baby. Cracking morning this morning. 23k run with the boys. Oh, I need some water. Timer. I always forget the timer. Went for 17 minutes the other day. Bit of a trail run with the lads. We bloody love it. 23k. Good push. Legs are feeling exhausted. Jumped into the ice bar. Tommy's cold plunge, afterwards. The filter stopped pumping, so it was literally, the water wasn't circulating, so it started freezing on the top. And it was like an inch of ice. He literally was like chiseling through it and smashing it up with an axe. I was like, this is unbelievable. The things we do with our lives, it's friggin' hilarious. But yeah, I think for myself, the thing that I'm leaning into is like what my brain tells me it doesn't want to do is what I do. So finish the run and the mind's like, Tommy's like, come over for an ice bath, and my mind's just like, that is the fucking last thing I want to do with my day. I knew he was going to invite me. He knows how much I hate them. I don't hate, but how much it challenges me. I think, and I was just like, it's like I've already done some really hard stuff today, and then it's like, oh, well, what's one more thing? And you bounce out of that, and it's just, I think it's the energy that you get in other people just getting in the bath, and it's so good. Just makes you feel so positive afterwards. For me, there's definitely a part of me, it's like a trauma. The cold for me is really, it chills me to my core, but there's a mental component of it as well. And I think it stems back to when I was a childhood, like, because I've always been really like afraid of the cold, and it's almost like a death thing. I think it's similar to swimming. They're interlinked a little bit, but not entirely, but there's a component of the cold when it comes to my swimming as well, and how that affects me. I try to come back to like where that stemmed from, because I know for the majority of my youth I lived in Orange, New South Wales, Australia, which is it's a cool part of Australia for our winter standards. And just living there, you don't have any like perspective of anything else when you're a child, when that's just your environment and you're just used to it. And I think I was like, why do I fear the cold so much? And I've unpacked it a little bit, and I think it comes from when I was I would have been like high school age, but I used to hang out with this guy. His name was Brad. He's a little bit older than me, but I met him, he must have been like his 30s then. I met him through racing remote control cars, and he's a good dude. He used to like take me to races and stuff like that. And we had remote control boats. We took them out. There's this really big lake in Orange, like on the back of the soccer fields, and we were racing boats around there one day. I remember one of them like speared into it's a star picket, it's a metal stake that gets driven into the ground for a normal like rural fence, and the wires run through it. For some reason, it must have been an old fence. I don't know why, but there's this one stake in the middle, and he hit it with his remote control boat, and the boat got wedged on it, like fairly deep, and it wouldn't come off. So it's hilarious, but it's like, why did I what, as a child, like I think there was like 3 of us there, but it was no one was like, you should go in and retrieve the boat. I just did it under my own will. I was like, I'm just going to swim out. And I got in the water, it would have been in winter, and swam out to the boat, and I got it off. I remember like, as I was coming back to shore, I remember my legs started cramping up, like getting really stiff and sore. And I remember the feeling of like drowning in that moment. I think that's what I can pinpoint it to, just that link between like that, and then I believe it imprints that in your subconscious of like cold means death. So now when I get cold as an adult, there's still this program in my brain that runs as you're cold, so therefore it means death. And it's so there's always going to be discomfort with the cold, but I feel mine is heightened compared to a lot of people. And that's all I could pinpoint it to. It could be something else, but yeah. What am I, just in reflection of my day so far, it's like I've already ran 23 kilometers. It's lunchtime now, 12:12. Run 23 kilometers, done an ice bath, had some really delicious breakfast. And now now I'm just chilling, doing this and then heading to Sydney. In this moment, I'm just trying to like really focus on what's happening, and I'm hanging out with Amanda today, so I get to go down to Sydney. I get to stay with her in Bondi, which is an amazing part of Australia. I get to go to a breathwork event tonight, which runs for 3 hours. I've done one before in Newcastle, so this one's going to be just another level, which I'm really looking forward to. I get to then go to see an artist called Mosey. He does like electronic, sort of hard style dance music, but he's a vibe. He's such a like lad on the deck, so it'd be cool to see him cooking up and doing his thing, and he just brings such good energy. He's hilarious. I can't wait to see him. And then in the morning we're going to like a morning rave in Paddington on Oxford Street, so it's going to be an early start, but it'll be so much fun. I can't wait to go. I'm interested to see the caliber of people that are going to be there. Like, I would say majority of people will still be kicking on from the night before, so that's it's going to be cool. I'll get a few little videos and be a good laugh. Just Sunday tomorrow will be a pretty chill day. Something I just like to talk around is the fact that I don't drink, and I really like to highlight and show to people that it's still possible to have so much fun, and you don't have to be drunk to have a good time, and for me it's just like I can be out at a rave and wake up and might be running a bit low on sleep, but I can still do these things and not have a hangover. The alcohol is just something that apologies for my body wanting to nap after the big morning run out of exercise. It's cool to be able to go to events and stuff and not be hungover. The old version of me, alcohol and drinking was a big component of my life, so for me there's been some big shifts and for the best, but I still like to prove to myself and the world that I can still go out in Sydney and not drink and have a good time and have a dance and a boogie and a few laughs, and it's going to be fun. The thing that comes to mind in this moment is my change in state and my the way that I show up for myself in the world, and there's been some big shifts recently. I think a lot of that is around the just the releases that I've been through in the retreat and how impactful that's been on my life to just release a lot of the stored emotion and feel a lot more empowered. The biggest shift for me is just saying yes and just taking action. It's something that a lot of my frustration that builds within self is the time in stagnation, and when I spend too much time in thought and not taking action, I get frustration, and it gets projected partly to the world. Like I don't project it to the world, but I blame the world, and in turn really just being a victim. But the underlying of me feeling that way is just lack of action, lack of taking charge. And I feel like I've really stepped into a new version of myself, and it's really difficult to let go of that. And it feels like other people accepting me, but it's more myself being able of accepting myself. So it makes sense. It's me accepting the new version of me is where the challenge lies. So I felt that 2025 is going to be and will be a massive year for me, and there's big shifts and a lot of change and a lot of action, and I feel like my life will change quite rapidly. Like I say 0 to 100, but it's going to just gradually expand, and I think I'm just trying to be conscious of the fact that there is a lot of shifts going on, not to go too hard, just not overcommit. It's better to undercommit and over-deliver, you know. So, yeah, proud of me today, proud of me this week, proud of a lot of people in my world, people really showing up as well. 2025 feels like a big year of shifts for a lot of people, a lot of big changes, a lot of big things happening. Is that people taking genuine action, and and it's probably a reflection of myself, and just the people that I attract into my world are on a similar trajectory, and so grateful for those people to have them in my life and to have the opportunity. I'm just really grateful for opportunity and the memories and the experiences that we have together. These different, myself and these different people, and just inviting more joy into my world this year, and really feeling that and receiving it, and lots of love from people. And it's nice that I've done so much really hard work. I've spent a lot of time being challenged and just spent a lot of time in a depressive state, and to come out of that and, have so many beautiful days it feels nice. And it's, if that message can give other people hope that, it's all what we seek, we already have. We all sit on that chest of gold, but we don't open it, and it's the cave we fear to enter holds the treasure that we seek, and it's doing the difficult internal work is what creates the external world for yourself. And I know the more I turn up for myself, be authentic, be loving, be humorous, be kind, be generous, the more of these positive things that I project out into the world, I just receive more and more of, and receiving some beautiful love and beautiful feedback and some kind, generous words. And really proud of me, proud of what I've achieved and where I'm heading, and the inner peace that I feel is the nicest thing. And above all, whatever I do with my life, if I can continue to live in this place of peace, it's a beautiful place to be, and we can live in heaven or hell, but I believe we're all capable of change and we can create whatever we want. You just have to believe that it is possible and believe that you too can do it and you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. And I'm excited for the future. Excited for this year, 2025. Let's bloody go.